Okay, welcome to ANZCRL Combined Racing League Super 2 V8 Series, the second series from our V8 Supercar Series of 2019. This is round 3 at Long Beach. We've just finished a practice session. Just watching Blade Racer at the moment, who has had the fastest time most of the session, with Fish Racing taking the fastest top spot with about 5 minutes to go in the practice session of the 15-minute practice session. And we'll just see what Blade can do, if he can top the timesheets. And he has. He's topped it by 300ths of a sec, 3.364 for a second. Sensational lap by Blade, 116.233. Around the unforgiving circuit of Long Beach, with concrete walls lining the streets. And there we can see the results of the official practice before the qualifying session, which is going to be a 10-minute session, and it's going to be wet into dry, so it's going to be interesting to see if we see too many cars out early on, or they just wait for the dry weather to come in. So we'll continue on into practice. And this should be a real test for the guys here in the Super 2 category. Normally have 13 roughly in the lobby, so only roughly half have turned out tonight for round 3. A few of the guys have some family members that are sick. Myself, normally Woody Lizard, I normally be racing in the number 28 Exeter Racing car, but it's a little bit sore tonight, so decided to broadcast so we can have a look, see how these guys go, because you can go over to Triple Crown Racing, and he's broadcasting so far the first 2 rounds of the V8 Supercars, the top league, and also streaming tonight for the pro lobby, the V8 Supercars here at Long Beach. With the 10-minute session, we're just going to tread carefully, try and get a dry line happening once that rain eases off, so they can get some fast times in for their qualifying run. So it's wise for the guys to be out at the moment, because once that rain stops, they'll obviously start with their tyres going around the track, will develop a dry line. The race, though, rest assured, is going to be dry. We have 2 races on the night. First night's just a more of a sprint round, 21 laps, so should be done around the 25-minute mark. And then race 2 is a 45 lap race with a mandatory pit stop, which usually runs for around about 50 minutes. So it's a good point haul round for most of these guys. As I said, normally we have 13 in our lobby. A few have not been able to turn up tonight. Got a 7-round series. The final round is actually our Bathurst 1000 special event that we run. And it's free for it's a team event, so you must have a team driver in that. Do the full 1,000 kilometres over 4 sessions, split up with 41 laps. And obviously the last session being 40 or 42, can't quite remember there, just to make the 161 laps. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting race. A mixture of the Super 2 drivers and the V8 Supercar drivers in the pro lobby. Some of them actually going to be teaming up together. There's Loft Finish, you can just see there's outbroken himself in the wet. Here's Metal Drive 05, he's Blade Racer's teammate in the Edgebaston Ford Falcon. They're all Ford Falcons, as we know, in the game. It's a real technique to drive these V8 Supercars. Being us Aussies, we really enjoy the V8s. But it's really a lot of throttle manipulation. Get the cars keep them planted on their black stuff without looping it. You've got to be very point and go pretty much. You don't want to be putting your foot down on the throttle too much into the apex or out of the apex, because they like to loop it. Some of the guys like a real soft rear end on the cars, let them try to plant down. Others have a bit more firmer and just use their throttle to guide the car around through the corners. Oop. You see it's very slippery there in the braking area. And he'll drive straight in the wall. You'll probably think that he'll be going into the pits. The damage is fully on for the championship. And back to the Bathurst 1000. If you're interested and you're watching, just head over to either Facebook and look at ANZCRL as a group, and this is all on Xbox and Project Cars too, or find us at our website at Oz, which is AUS, then a dash NZCRL.weebly, which is WEEBLY.com, and you'll click on there at the series and you'll find the our V8 Supercar Series 19, and you can have a look at there. The event isn't quite up yet for the Bathurst 1000, should be up within a week or so, and entries will be open. But obviously all the guys in the running in the V8 Supercar Series, both in the Pro and the Super 2, what you're watching now, they've all got automatic entries into the race, and we're going to have a maximum of 2 lobbies, and pretty much it's going to be based on live results. And if the guys in the second lobby have a better finishing time of the 41 laps, they'll basically be pushed up into the top lobby for the next session based on their finishing time, and it'll be all in that running order. So yeah, it should be interesting. All the finer details are just being nutted out at the moment with admin, and then it'll all be published so we can all see the rules and regulations for the event, and that'll be the final race of our V8 Supercar Series before we run our final Series 6 of 2019, which looks like it's going to be the Toyota 86 GT4 car, the Rocket Bunny, as a one-make series. 4 weeks, 8 races, 2 races a night. And we'll get now with 3 minutes 40 remaining of qualifying. As you can still see, it's still wet, the sun's out, but the dry line's just starting to appear. You're watching Fish Racing, who's in front of off finish at the moment. He's done a tremendous job being in second at the moment. So Fish Racing currently is leading the championship on 546 points over Blade Race 83, who's currently 5th in the qualifying at the moment, but he's second in the championship, 70 points adrift on 476. Unfortunately, myself in third. I'll be giving that up during this round. I was 99 points adrift off Fish on 447, so Night Pegasus 120. He's got a good chance to get into third, and if he does a good race, Blade Racer might find himself in third, and Night Pegasus could leapfrog him. He's roughly 56 points behind Blade Racer. So with 150 points on offer for a win in both races. Actually 100 points for the sprint round, and then 200 points for the feature race. Anything can happen. There's 300 points on offer for the weekend. And Fish Racing, he's Blade Racer has just topped the timesheets with a drying track now. 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes to go. Blade Racer's come out at the right time. You see just a little bit of puddle still there, a bit of water spray coming out of his tyres. They'll be on slicks, I'd imagine. But Fish Racing, his teammate is Colonel Lloyd in the actually in the Pro division. And the other Sakium Auto Racing, the number I believe is in the 37 car, the black one. In the Sakium Auto Racing, we've got a teams championship. They're actually running second at the moment in the championship, 150 points behind the Kevinese Racing, which both of those cars, Shads and Unscrewed Squidder, are both in the pro lobby. They're leading the championship on 963 in the teams championship. And then third in the championship is actually the ZK Gloves team guys, and they're both racing tonight. We've got Night Pegasus, who's in second, for himself second, with just on a minute to go. And his teammates in third, actually, in EMU. So that's a tremendous result so far for these guys. But look at that time that Night Blade Race has done, a 1:22. I could imagine that, let's see where he's in the moment on track. He's got Fish following him, so this will be his final lap, both of these guys. It's going to be close if they get another lap. I doubt that, no, they won't get another lap. They're only on the back straight now. So Night Pegasus, as you can see, the dry is getting the times to tumble. Just remember, Blade Racers did a 1:16 in the dry in practice. Don't think the grip will be there in the track for qualifying after the wet weather. Just see what he's on, if he's going to do a 21. Maybe even a 20. And here comes Blade Racer. Fish has given up. And he has. He's done a 1:20.240. Great time. Night Pegasus has still got a lap in him. Here comes Emu for his final run. And he's put himself up into second. Just increased, did a 21.8. So looks like a Gledk, the ZK Gloves team is going to be on the on the front row and the second row of the grid. The start of the sprint race. Exactly what they want to see. They hold out Speed Racer there. I think he'll be on the outside maybe of the second row on the right. And we'll just see how he comes if he end up getting second. Night Pegasus did. He did a 1:20.402, only 0.161 off Blade Racer. That's a tremendous qualifying result. That's the best qualifying result for both Night Pegasus and Emu in the ZK Gloves team. Fish Racing will be a little bit disappointed with that result. Metal Drive, it's probably one of his better qualifying runs as well, in fifth. Blade Racer's teammate. And Loft Vanish and Blue Falcon. Blue Falcon's teammate Statesman couldn't make it tonight. So we'll just continue on to the race for you guys can get sorted. As you can see, just a small grid tonight, unfortunately. But we'll see if they can if the ZK Gloves team can actually give Blade Racer a bit of a run tonight. He's been outstanding the last round. But when we were at Fuji, he blitzed at Blade Racer, run both of the races. That's a good result. Got him back up after he missed I think it was the very first race at Algarve, the first round. He came in for the feature round, the second round, and came second with a hotly contested race between him and Fish. There was only just under 2 seconds separated them at the end of Algarve. So, but now we're here, round 3. Looks like someone's just dropped out. And it looks like Metal Drive. That's unfortunate. Oh no, Metal Drive's there. Looks like Fish Racing didn't make it. So this is going to really throw up the championship. So Blade Racers had a great start off the pole. With Night Pegasus just holding place in second. And it looks like Amy's under threat there with Metal Drive. Bit of buzz, nose to tail, as it's meant to, as you would expect, going through the fountain. Oh, Amy was just so close onto the wall there. But this could, with only 6 in the race now, they've got a good chance of a good point haul. Blue Falcon. And a nice clean race, keep them off the wall. Well, you can just see Metal Drive just having a bit of trouble putting the power down. Coming on the back straight, as he's got loft finish right on the back. Putting a lot of pressure. These could be a good mid-pack battle. So Blade Racers had a nice clear first lap. He's just got to keep his concentration for the next 20 laps. So hard to lose concentration and then find yourself in the wall could really ruin his race. Hopefully a lot of these guys can stay off the wall and avoid having a pit stop for any damage. Oh, as you can see, so you just, and both Night Pegasus and Blade Racer ran deep into turn 3, or turn 4 I think it might have been. Here they are on the back straight, so Blade Racer's got a nice 2-second lead over Pegasus. Pegasus, the leader of the JK Gloves team. You'd be happy to see that Emu's behind him. So both of them, both top 3 are all doing 118s. On lap 2. The bottom 3 both did 120s. The lock finish is still putting a lot of that pressure on Blade Racer's teammate Metal Drive. Metal Drive 05, I'm sure that he'll be a Brock fan. Peter Brock with the 05, the famous numbers. And here he's having a look. It'll be interesting to see how the tyres last too over the race distance. I don't believe that they're too hard wearing. The tyre deck's not too bad. On the inside, loft finish. He's having a good look. Metal Drive's gone in deep. Oh. Looks like Loft just sort of pushed a little bit further out that stopped Metal Drive from turning in, and Metal Drive knew that he had to start turning in, otherwise he's going to collect those tyre barriers, which I think he did glance slightly. Oh, you just see, he's just hit that throttle trying to stay with Loft, and he's paid the price. Night Pegasus wrestling is the silver bullet. That could be a real handful. Oh, as you can see, just again, he's did exactly what happened to Metal Drive coming onto the main straight, where Metal Drive just put the power on a little bit too early. And now we've got Blue Falcon in the Vazmac number 2 car. He's putting a lot of pressure back on Metal Drive, which could have a little bit of damage after hitting the wall. Oh no, just caught. Unfortunately, Blue Falcon had nowhere to go after Metal Drive lost it in front of him. As you see, it's pushed in his bonnet. He's going to have a little bit of damage there, and Gonna also lose a bit of top speed. Have to watch his radiator too. He could start overheating the engine. He wouldn't want to fry it. Still a long way to go in this race. He looks very smooth coming around through the fountain. This corner here can get very tricky. If you if you go in a bit too hot, you miss that braking zone. End up near those tyres on the outside. And same as this next corner too. Really got to keep the attention the whole time. Get your turn in. You can see now Metal Gear, that last one was 130 after he's collected when he had that spin. Last lap. You just see how long they've got to wait, you know, before they get the power on. Most of the guys that play a lot of project cars and they're on the GT3 cars, they can really get the power on early with all their stability controls and traction controls with the V8s and with the spool diff as well. You've got to be very smooth. A lot of horsepower, narrow tyres, makes for exciting driving. Once you get used to the style it's required to tackle these cars, they can be a lot of fun. Like Metal Drive's now catching back up to Blue Falcon. Will have to readjust to their way the car's handling after that accident. So could be hopefully these two guys can keep it clean. Have a good battle for the remainder of the race. They're the ones putting on a little bit of a show at the moment for all the viewers. Their cars look a little bit worse for wear. We've just got to keep an eye that they don't toast their engine. I don't know if we can actually see their engine temperatures. I'll just have a look on the speedo. Oh yeah, we've got that 94 degrees. That's the oil temp. So it's starting to increase there on full throttle. Let's have a look at Blue Falcons as well. Yeah, 119. Wow. And obviously the water temperature will be a little bit cooler than the oil, you'd think, but yeah, Blue Falcon was the one that actually ploughed straight into Metal Drive, sorry, after he'd spun it in front of him. Ooh. And that's going to really make sure that Blue Falcon will need a pit stop now. I wouldn't see that he'd be able to finish the race in that condition. Here comes Blade Racer now to start of lap 8. He'll be getting a little bit lonely out there. He'd be a little bit upset that Fish Racing has been either got disconnected or didn't have time to ready up. Something's gone on there. Those two have really had to fight. Lucky it's only the sprint round. It won't hurt Fish too much as it could be if it was a feature, but still, nevertheless, it's going to really hurt him. He's going to surrender the championship lead at this stage and be trailing Blade Racer by 30 points. And Night Pegasus, depending how he fares. He's doing the best he can do in second. It's going to really jump Pegasus right up close to Fish as well. Now, as we can see, Blue Falcon is struggling just to keep the car straight. It's crabbing coming into the pits. That's unfortunate. It's all gone pear-shaped after Metal Drive looped it in front of him. For that, he was having a great race, so it's unfortunate. But keep rotating for 6th place. You'll bag a good lot of points here of 52. With many of the people, the regulars, not joining us tonight. You will see himself climb up through the championship standings. Which will put him from 11th to 10th. But close the gap towards Metal Drive. Or Metal Drive will actually extend a little bit. Metal Drive's actually in 9th. But we won't start predicting anything at this stage because we've still got more than half the race remaining. You can see now with blade races, look at that, 89 degrees oil temperature. His car is firing on all cylinders, very healthy. Kept it nice and straight, kept it off the walls, had a good start. Helped being on the pole position on the clean side of the racetrack. Get the most drive from the standing start. Just see, we'll just might as well just go on board. Go on board with Blade Racer for a lap. Just picking up all the apex really nicely. He's fully zoned in. Smooth throttle application. Not over revving the engine in the downshifts. You can see that not even 0.5% throttle going through the apexes of the corners. That's the trick. That's the trick of driving these cars. Wait till you get on the straight and then give it a good squirt. Full throttle. Blue Falcon still getting repairs there. Very lengthy pit stop. Yeah, very nice. There's a lap there on Blade Racer, who's nipping at the heels to be in the pro lobby. Last year's results, he had a few mixed bag results. He showed the pace, but he had made a few little mistakes here and there which cost him, put him down the order. So he was in the pros last year, but basically got relegated. He had a promotion with Dado Racer, who won the Super 2 series last year. Unfortunately, he's been on holiday, so he's still got his spot there, but he should be back for Sugo, which is the next round next week, I believe. And we've just got Lock Benny slowly catching Emu. Let's go back to track side. So that's the battle for third. Trying to break up the monopoly that both the JedK Gloves team have got second and third at the moment on the podium. See if they can get the under the Satmel cars in. Number 13, lucky 13, or unlucky 13, however you want to have it. Just trying to see who his teammate is in the Satmel for Loft Finish. going through the list here. I'll be back with that shortly. Oh, he's got Whopper, who's unfortunately he's in the pro lobby and he's unable to race for the rest of the season by the looks of things. After showing a good turn of speed, and he found himself. Well, he was actually only 12th in the championship, but he had a really good round, I believe, last. I can't remember now, but anyway, he's had problems with his internet and moved house, so he's unfortunately he can't race. So anyone that wants to do Bathurst 1000, I'm sure Loft Finish will would love to team up with you. And as I said, all those results for the our special event, final special event of the year. We run about 8 special events throughout the year. One being we obviously have the Triple Crown. And this year was awarded for the first time after a few years to Shads, who was in the Triple Crown for the ANZCRL Combined Racing League. It consists of the Indy 500, the Bathurst 1000, and also the Le Mans. I say Le Mans 24 hours and the Daytona 24 hours. Sorry. So he's managed to win all of those in the top class for each of those. He's the inaugural winner of the Triple Crown. We also do the Imola 4 hours, which is usually the LMP2s and LMP3, I think it was. Obviously the Bathurst 1000 is going to be a very entertaining race, and hopefully we'll get that coverage throughout the race, which is going to be the week after the actual real racing of the Bathurst 1000. So everyone will be still excited after the real life event. And Amy's just been up to manage just to keep a 2-second. Oh, it's just closing in a little bit within a second. Oh, just saying that Loft Finish, he says he kept it off the fence. He has. Only just. Good driving by Loft to keep it off the fence, but that's eased the pressure now off Emu. You can see now he's taken that gap to 8 seconds, just under 8. So I'm sure the sweaty palms can start drying for Emu now, and not taking any way away from Night Pegasus. This run, only 10 seconds off Blade Racer. He's really been the standout driver in the Super 2 series. So Night Pegasus is starting to come to grips with the V8 Super 2 car. I should just call it the V8 SUPERCARS because that's what it is in game, but so this is the second tier, we're calling that obviously the Super 2. And he's keeping it nice and straight. Might just go on and see how he's tackling the streets of Long Beach. And as you can see, just in front of him is the Blue Falcon. He's just let him go through. We've got 6 laps remaining. Oh, he's almost breaking himself just a little bit. A few little mistakes. You can see he's a bit wide there compared to what we saw with Blade Racer when we were on board. Consistency is the big factor, and that's the really the big factor also in between a lot of these guys, top runners in Super 2s and the pros. Is the consistency. A lot of the pros just run lap after lap in a very nice time without making too many mistakes. Here he goes to lap 16. We move right over to the right-hand wall to really open up turn 1. It's really important though. Just as you can see, Blade Racer seems to get a little bit closer to the left-hand wall on the entry of the fountain. It just sort of gives him a better run through there. race is looking a lot nicer for Night Pegasus. It's that little hump coming out of the on the exit of turn 4 or 5. Can really unsettle these cars. So in short shifting to get the power down. That's a bit of turning. Concentrated there. A nice run. That corner seems to go on forever sometimes. And there's a lap with Night Pegasus. That was not a bad lap. You see what sort of time he did on that one. 1:18.7. You can just see there, about a second faster without doing those mistakes. And seconds mean everything in the race. It just shows you consistency is the key. The Blue Falcon's back on the track, doing lap after lap. He's on lap 14, so he finds himself what's that? 3 laps down of the leader. Metal Drive is still. It actually looks like he's actually fallen a lap down actually to his teammate, Blade Racer. He's just coming around now to start the 18th lap. Just counting these laps down. Unfortunately, we don't have a field that we normally would see, at least 10 to 12 in the Super 2s, which would have probably thrown up a lot more battles throughout the field. Hopefully when we get back to Sugo, we'll have another grid of 13. The Super 2 lobby has been fairly healthy. Probably mid-series blues, and hopefully everyone gets the drive to come back for round 4 next week, but can't promise that we can get that round broadcast, but if we can get one of our members from ANZCRL Combined Racing League to jump in the booth and broadcast, it'll be great. Otherwise we'll knuckle down and let the rumours fly how good the race was afterwards, with no evidence. Just picked up these paces a little bit there, 1:17.5. Over this previous lap was a 1:18. Just to recap this race here, we started at 12. I believe it was, midday, and the next race is going to be at 2 p.m. with a 45 laps with a mandatory pit stop. Hopefully Fish can come and join us again. Oh, we've had another dropout. That's unfortunate. Wonder who dropped out there. It looks like it's it was not Loft Finish. Blue Falcon. Blue Falcon has dropped out. The Metal Drive just letting Night Pegasus go through. Just to put a lap on him. So I can see maybe Loft Finish and Emu having a good race in the second, so I wouldn't want to miss that. With Fish coming back in, Fish and Blade Racer and Night Pegasus. The 3 of those guys, surely we're going to have a good battle. disregard Blue Falcon and Metal Gear. I mean Metal, I don't know why I'm saying Metal Gear, but Metal Drive. You see the top three, the cars, they've got their cars nice and without any dents. They haven't put it into the wall. And saying that, I just thought he was running a little bit wide there, Emu. And it looks like also Loft Finish has kept it clean as well. So you should be very happy about this result, Loft. Coming fourth, just off the podium. He had the chance with Emu until we looped it there, coming out of turn one, challenging Emu for third. He did really well to keep it off the wall. And his Blade Racer coming through to take the victory. Only a few more corners to navigate. He's just coming on the back straight. Ooh, that was a glance on the wall. The old commentator's curse. But he will still find himself get there to the finish. Just gives the teamwork a little bit of extra work, a bit of panel damage before the final race, the feature race later on. Have a quick 5-minute qualifying, so that's a great race by Blade Racer. Congratulations. He will be now the leader of the championship by 30 points over Fish Racing. Mike Pegasus gets himself 88 points. It won't be enough for him to take second, but he'll be definitely third in the championship. It closed right up on Fish. About 40 points behind Fish. Maybe about 38, 34 points I think it is. He'll be behind Fish. The Fish will be in second. Now that was good, and Emu there, we've just missed Emu finishing. So there's the results. Metal Drive was 1 lap down. I'll just take a quick screenshot of that. And the race time of 27 minutes 23 seconds for Blade Racer. The best lap of 1:16.720. And that's not too shabby in race pace. It's Night Pegasus, congratulations for a second, and Emu in the both in the did a good job for the JedK Gloves team. Good points haul. And then Loft Finish in the Satmill, and then Metal Drive 05 Blade Racer's teammate in the Edgbaston Racing. So very good. Edgbaston Motorsport, I believe. So we'll continue through. And as you can see, the glitch in the game was actually awarded the race to Light Pegasus on the podium. He'd like that. But as we know, it was Blade Racer. And there, that confirms there, Blade Racer taking the win. So we'll just spend some time to set up the lobby for the second race. We'll get that going. And we'll be back. I'll just go over to the other party chat just to see what's going on, because we should have two more coming in. Actually three. How are we going? What happened to you? Did you get disconnected? Ah. Bugger. Can you join off my... actually, I can probably invite you. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so Fish, you've surrendered the lead with that 30 points now. Between Blade Racer's got the lead, and Pegasus is about 34 points behind you, I think, in third. 70. Yeah, so it's 100 points for that sprint. Feature race is 200 points, so this is the bigger one. Yeah, no worries. All right. Well, what I'll do is we'll get this thing started. I'll go back over to... Well, I'm not in a party, but I'll get out of this one and we'll start this. Oh, actually, one person. Actually, we're missing... Oh, yeah. I think he wasn't that 3 laps out or something, wasn't he? 3 or 4 laps. Yeah. I'll just see if he's online. You do. 45 laps. So how is the tyre deck? Is it a lot or not? I didn't think it was that bad here at Long Beach. Was Blue Falcon in the party as well? No, yeah, I've invited him to the game, but... Yeah, okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll start this in. He's got 5 minutes to get in there for qualifying for the race. You all happy with that? Okay, good luck, guys. No, it's not. It's all dry now. That's medium cloud for qualifying and heavy cloud for the race. He said it was a good qualifying session by his all. It was really good. Alright, have a good race, guys. Good qualifying run. Okay, sorry about that little delay, guys, but we're back here now for the qualifying for race 2. And Emu's the first man out on the track. And only a 5-minute quick qualifying. Ready for the feature race. The idea of the quick qualifying is just to mix up maybe the grid order, which is usually a lot better, obviously, with a bigger grid. We've lost Blue Falcon. It doesn't look like he's returning for the longer race, which is unfortunate because without that first that incident that he had with, which was none of his fault, it was Metal Drive losing it in front of him, made him where he collected Metal Drive, and that after that his race sort of went backwards from there. He's actually coming to the grips to the car. I'm sure these times are going to tumble. But we get, if they don't go into the pits, they should get 3 laps. They should all get 2 time laps at least. Maybe 3 for Emu, being the first man out. Actually, no, he won't get 3, he'll only get 2. I think he'll just miss out getting the 3rd hot lap. That's very nice. Ooh. Rear tyre's not quite up to temperature yet. Just asking a little bit too much off the tyres. The rear tyres. A lot of horsepower coming into those narrow tyres on the rear. He's over that metal grate. Oh, it's not actually a metal grate. This is actually not even a grate, a metal cover, manhole cover. It's found in a lot of streets. Like, oh, that's very wide. He's got to really concentrate on this lap. He will get another lap after this as well. And he will get 3 flying laps. You know, we were probably expecting a 116 at least for pole. The man that will probably deliver that is this man here, Blade Racer. He's just sort of caught there behind Fish. There's a 117 from Blade Racer. I mean, not Blade Racer, sorry, from Fish, sorry. Blade Racer. Maybe a 122. Maybe he made a mistake. As you can see, he's got a lot. Oh, that's his teammate. Hasn't done him any favours. He might have got a little bit of damage, which might cost him pole position. Oh, Fish struggling to get the power on there. Man on pole. He's going to let him through. Both going to be able to. Oh, Fish is trying a bit too hard with a 117. Might have ruined his chances to do a nice hot lap, Fish. A little bit of damage. He's lucky he hit it sideways, so sometimes it's not too bad. Maybe a bit of aero. Fish with his headlights on, trying to distract Blade Racer. Probably not trying to distract him, but he does run with his headlights on. Fish. It's a loft finish at the moment. It's got pole, provisional pole. with 117.091. The Blade Racer with 117.2. Not far off that 116. So I believe Blade Racer will probably do this lap. The question is, can Fish Racing find himself on the front row with Blade Racer? He's trying everything he can, running it very wide out in the wall, nearly glancing it with the rear. Might have cost him a bit of time. And Emu in third. Knocked out Fish from third. Fish using all the track you can see just in the distance. And here comes Blade Racer. And Fish, we're not going to actually we might get to see what that happens. Blade Racer 115.976. And Fish does get second with a 116.332. Sensational qualifying. Unfortunately, Metal Drive had that incident in the fountain area, which almost ruined Blade Racer's teammates' chances of pole. And look at that sensational time, 115.976. Got to be happy with that. Fish gave it to him. Look, only 300ths of a second behind. And then Loft Venish. What a great qualifying on third, which we'll be able to follow on the clean line there. Might get a good run there with Fish. Fish might find it hard to put the power down. So Night Pegasus not as good as qualifying that he had in the wet. Anyway, we'll continue on this feature race. The guys have to remember they got their mandatory pit stop, so they're going to have a pit strategy planned. Do they put on new tyres or just do the fronts? Fuel. Do they have the tanks full of fuel, which then can increase the tyre wear on the rear with a lot of that fuel with the weight rolling around the back? Or do they run 3/4 of fuel and then put in a little bit of fuel when they're doing the tyres, which they don't do at the same time? They do fuel then tyres. The time that they sit still getting fuel might be longer than just putting up with the extra fuel loaded in the first few laps, first quarter of the race. And when will they pit? Will there be an undercut? Okay, looks like they're already up. They're sinking, they're all in the grid. We've got 6, we haven't lost anyone. And let's go. And we got Blade Racer has had a great start. So was Loft Venish. Putting the pressure there on the outside, but probably just try and tuck in behind Fish. Let Fish take that inside corner. He's gone, holding it there on the outside. And Fish has been able to hold that second spot. And down the back here, you've got the two Dead K gloves. Falcons battling it out once again. Nice clean start. Only 6 cars lining up on the grid. It's going to be a long 45 lap race. With only the 6 cars, hopefully all 6 remain. No one has any issues. These longer races can provide a little bit of action near the end of the race after pit stops and everything. As concentrations wander, especially after this being the final race of the night. We've already done one race, a shorter race. The man that will be fresh. He's fish racing with the headlights blaring. He's given up just over a second on Blade. He'll be really wanting to take this victory so he doesn't lose sight of Blade Racer in the championship. If he can win this and Blade Racer comes second, he will find himself only 6 points. 4 points actually a rear, I think it was. 4 or 6 points a rear. Oh, getting close to the wall. Just pushing a little bit hard, Fish. He's just got to get into the game, get into his mind right. And Emu and Night Pegasus. Be wise not to fight too much. Not sure who's the faster of the two. It looks like Emu's probably a little bit faster after that qualifying result, if he can knuckle down and try and chase down Lock Vanish. Vanish is finding himself slowly. We're about 2 seconds off from Fish Racing. The teammates here are providing a good battle. They made a lot of ground there on Lock Vanish. I think he made a little mistake. Caught right up on Lock Vanish, but he's had the power. He's got the power down the main straight. Sensational shot there, seeing them come through turn one. This is a great battle. Third, fourth and fifth. We're separated by a second, 2 seconds in total. Ooh, Night Pegasus had to yield there. He could have collected the rear of his teammate Emu. Lock Vanish just finding the wall, which has given Emu a good run. That's a change of position. You need to keep that on the, get that power down. Come back over the nose there. It's a great overtake by Emu. Made the most, and we've got Night Pegasus having a good dive on the inside. Lock Vanish under the attack of the JK Gloves racing team. He held out Pegasus. Seems like he gets good power, good drive out of the final corner. It's a saving grace. Just struggling a little bit through these slower corners. The JK Gloves team seem to have their car set up towards the slower corners. Seem to have good grip, good speed through the middle part of the corner. Keep the car flowing. Just giving a little bit of pressure down the outside. You don't want to be caught out on the outside there. Those tyres will say hello fairly quickly. see that power that Loff has out of that final corner. He's put about 5 car lengths on Night Pegasus out of the exit of the final corner. This is where Pegasus is very, very competitive. He's very fast. Getting held up by Loff Vanish through the fountain area, through the complex there. So we had Emu in the car 11 in 3rd spot, and your numbers person. And what you've got Night Pegasus number 12, and then there you go, Loft Vanish is front deep in that corner, but Pegasus can't make anything, can't benefit from that mistake. He's trying to put his nose in, but as we can see, Loft Vanish's power out of that corner. Just saying, Emu's the car 11 and Pegasus car 12, and then 13 for Loft Vanish. I could have 11, 12, 13 if Pegasus can make that move. Loft's doing a good job, just holding his racing line, making it hard for Pegasus. Find a spot to overtake. It's a very hard track to overtake. It's really about putting that pressure on their car in front and making them make a little mistake. This is a great battle, but just to recap up the front, we've got Blade Racer leading on lap 7 with Fish Racing 3 seconds behind him in 2nd, and then 3rd, just up the road from this battle, is 3rd. And these guys here both slowing each other down. See, they're about a second off the time that Emu's doing. Emu's roughly a second faster and just extending that lead just a little bit over the top of them, but then that was a bit of a slower lap by Emu. 3 of them are all in the 19s. And Emu was actually doing 18s like the leaders. Pegasus just going to have to be careful that he doesn't come in too hot and tag Vanish, because that'll really upset his car, both cars really, but could put a bit of damage with Pegasus. Or he could be trying, Pegasus not one that would want to hit him, and he might try and avoid, obviously, to make that contact and find himself worse off and into the wall. Not much place to avoid cars here, as we saw in the first race. Oh, there's that mistake. That's going to put a little bit of damage on Loft. The sideways glances on these V8 Supercars don't affect the car too much. Might have a little bit of front suspension damage. Definitely the car won't be behaving like it was the previous lap now. But we should see Night Pegasus actually extend that lead through this section, because he's always been fast. You already see that happening now. He's putting 4 car lengths on Vanish. Now he's going to try and chase down his teammate Emu, who's 2 seconds further up the road. Metal drive. So far so good. Doesn't look like he's got any damage on that car. He's kept it straight. So keep doing that. and a lot of knowledge will be gained. Yeah, very nice. So there's his teammate leading the race here, lap 10. Another 35 laps remaining. So the pit, most of the guys will maybe start pitting. Fish has been known to stay out longer than Blade Racer and most of the others, so he might wait till about lap 30, whereas Blade Racer might come in anywhere from maybe lap 24. Whereas I say 24, 26 laps. You can just see lap after lap, they're sort of running the same similar times, both on 117s, or doing 118s earlier. Both Blade and Fish Racing. Just looks like he's just extended the lead just a little bit, Blade Racer. He might just be managing the gap as well, so he doesn't try and push too hard. He's almost getting a 5-second. Fish must have had a bit of a problem coming off the final corner. And you can see there, a full second slower that lap, over a second. He's got to be careful because then what happens in the pit stops. What happens there, he's got Emu and Night Pegasus knocking on the door. Not too far away. Asking a lot of the brakes there to pull the car up. Yeah, so again he's just losing some time, Big Blade. But still doing a good job. Number 38 Sakium racing car. Off finish. Still just holding on to Night Pegasus. Hasn't lost ground. Still within striking distance. If there's any mistake. Night Pegasus ever so slowly catching his teammate Emu, bringing that down to within a second. Not too sure on the temperatures that they're experiencing outside in this race, but sure they'll be up around the 30-degree mark. Ooh, Pegasus. Just got the car up on two wheels. I don't know if that was a little from a curb hop or Just bit in. Okay, damage there to his rear view mirror. Passenger side. On lap 14. He's still just tagging on the back there, baby. So obviously that just that side glance he had on the wall wasn't too much to affect the car. Really catching him, really hard. Could have a change for position. Not in the distant future, not too far. Great team shot there, car 11 and 12, both coming down the back straight. You see them just wiggling around trying to get that power down. They're roughly about 15 seconds behind second place. Probably a bit too much time to try and make up in anything in the pit stops, but you never know. Fish gets a little bit of extra damage and elects to repair it. Could sit him in the pits for a while. Doesn't look like at the moment, at the present time, Fish can do anything about Blade Racer. Blade Racer is what, 9 seconds, 8 to 9 seconds in front of Fish. Still, Night Pegasus still has that great entry. A lot of confidence coming through the fountain complex, fountain area for Night Pegasus. And if we'll see any little team orders. Oh, looks like that's just been a mistake from Emu, which has put Night Pegasus straight in. I was asking about some team orders. And he's just got to get his head back. Concentrate. See, he almost put it into the tyre walls coming onto the back straight, which will open up the door for Loft Finish to take fourth. This is really helping the ZK Gloves team in the Teams Championship. After finishing second and third in the first race, and so far third and fourth in the second. Let's have a look at Blade Racer coming around, completing his 17th lap and onto the 18th. Might be another 7 laps or so before we see a pit stop from Blade Racer. Nice presented car there, Betson motorsport car. L. Bergson. Oh, Bergson, I'm not too sure how you would be pronouncing that car. L. Bergson Motorsports, I'd say. Look at that. And again, we've got Rini slowly within 2 seconds of his teammate Pegasus. Sort of stuck in the middle there. Off finish roughly 2 seconds behind. But it's all sort of spread out at the moment now. Fish doing his best to try and stay in touch with Blade Racer. I just don't know what happens during the pit stops. What sort of strategy they're going to have? As I said, will they take fuel? Has Blade Racer been running less fuel? So last lap he did a 117.042 and Racer's only doing a 119. Looks like the fish has got a little bit of damage, so I might try and avoid getting repairs done. It's not taking too much out of his pace. Something to think about. We've got Loft finishing. He's had his pit. He's just coming out now. He's gonna fall. He's actually fallen a lap down. That might give him a little bit of a penalty coming out. Oh, warning! Exiting the. You've got to stay right over the right to the left of that yellow line. Coming out of the pits. And have a sharp turning into turn 1. It's just to keep them away from turning on any faster cars into the racing line. Keeps them off the racing line, coming out of the pits. And emus into the pits. They're probably coming a little bit earlier than what I thought they would. Obviously emu might be thinking about an undercut. Come out. Looks like just the front tyres maybe. Middle driver's put himself in the 4th, yet to stop. Top 4 will need to still pit. Must be getting some damage repair at the same time as well. He's been sitting there for a while, Emu. He's off. Maybe we didn't see. Maybe he's had a moment. And that's why he's pitted. Blade Racer getting a little bit too excited. Get on that Throttle a bit too early. That was close. Hard to keep those concentrations when there's not much going on in these races. Just going to, he's getting closer to putting a lap on his teammate. So yeah, Loft finish, he did get a penalty. We'll just have a look to see what that was. That was obviously from exiting the pit lane, crossing that yellow line, which is a 10-second penalty. It's quite costly. With him also now in front of Emu after that long pit stop from Emu. That could come back to haunt him. Ooh, that's just a touch, just a side glance of that wall. The tyres might be just going off just that little bit. That's something that Fish Racing would like to see. I'd like to hear back from his pit crew. And the blade's just starting to get a little bit ragged. There he comes up to his teammate. The teammate just moves well and truly out of the way to let him through. And Fish is in for his pit stop. They might be doing just a little bit of damage repair, maybe. Might find himself getting the clutches of, no, that's a good stop. So he could find himself once Night Pegasus. So we've got Blade Racer, Night Pegasus, and also Metal Drive yet to pit. Metal Drive's just coming out of that final corner. I think Speed Racer, they've timed that well. He's come out now, so he won't have to contend with Metal Drive 05. You see his Blade Racer is coming. He's followed suit. They caught him in as his Emu's in again. That's the second time Emu's come in. Hopefully he didn't have a problem with a tyre glitch or setup glitch. Ooh. There he goes. He stalled it for a second, Blade Racer. So here comes Night Pegasus. This is going to be very close. Night Pegasus will be right on his hammer. Here he comes. But Night Pegasus still has to pit. And Night Pegasus will take the limelight at the moment, leading the race. Yet to have to pit. Oh, they've had a coming together. You can see Fish Racing's car's crabbing. We've missed that. That's going to give Night Pegasus the second in the race once he pits. know, as you said, this could also hurt Lofvenish. When he crossed the pit exit, he's got himself a 10-second penalty. As we said, that could hurt him at the end of the race. Still a long way to go. We're pretty much only halfway. Half race distance. Actually, we've gone past half race distance, sorry. My adding's not very good there. Oh, we're taking it right out to the wall. Blade race is back in. Maybe they are all having a bit of a pit bug. Oh, he looks like he's hit the wall. It'll be interesting to find out what happens. Nightpeckers could end up having the lead of the race. He's got the lead of the race, but he's still got to hit the pit. All the problems that they're having with their pit stops at the moment, they might be not wanting a pit. Lofvenish had a pit stop, he had no issues. With that 10-second penalty overhanging his head. Finds himself in second and he's pitted, so he's in front of Blade Racer, so effectively the leader of this motor race. As I said at the start of the opening part of this race, these longer races, it's worth sticking around. There's always something happens. Sitting almost 50 minutes, just over 50 minutes in the sim rig, after already sitting there for roughly half an hour in the race beforehand. Long time behind the in the office for these guys. It's going to be interesting to see when Night Pegasus decides to pit. Not too sure what the delta is down the pit lane, but it will be close to a 45 seconds. So he could find himself just coming out in front of Blade Racer. He doesn't want to stay out too much longer. These guys here have all got, he's got a chance. He should be getting back on those fresh set of tyres. And try and have that pit stop come out in front of Blade Racer and be able to try and keep him at bay. I don't think Night Pegasus definitely doesn't have the pace to catch Blade Racer. The Blade Racer's reeling in Lofvenish fairly easy. We'll just see what Blade Racer does on his first out lap, like first flying up after being in the pits. 1:17, so he's 3 seconds faster than Night Pegasus and Lofvenish. Pegasus should be coming in. Lofvenish has still only got that 10-second penalty. He hasn't got any extra. So Emu had that 2 pit stops, as did Blade Racer and Fish Racing. Oh! And Fish Racing had to come in for a second go at it. And he's got Blade Racers 32 seconds up the road. Could have been what Fish needed if he didn't have to have that second pit stop. He's obviously gone in there for damage. He got caught up, I think maybe lapping metal drive. Well, I'm assuming, I'm not too sure, unless he made a mistake all on his own and hit the wall, but they both those guys came in at the same time. Metal Drive taking his mandatory pit stop, but Fish Racer doing his second pit stop at the time. It won't be long and Blade Racer will be on the back of Loft Finish. Pegasus might have just lost the window of being able to pit, unless he already pitted and I missed that, but I'm pretty sure he still has to pit. It's getting late though. If he doesn't have to pit, he's done really well. He's already had his pit stop. This would just put the make Blade Racer just push that little bit hard, which could cause him to have a visit going to the wall, which we don't want to see because he's been sensational in the first race and this race. He's had very strong pace. He's got all the work in front of him. Taking roughly half a second or so off Loft Finish, maybe a second or so each lap. So that should see him be right on his tail within the next 3 laps. And with that 10-second penalty to affect Loft Finish at the end of the race, he's already been third and Blade Racer will have that second spot. But for him to catch Night Pegasus, he's going to have to pass Finish. And that's only if Pegasus, oh here we go, Pegasus is pitting now, so that's his mandatory pit stop. So I think he's stayed out a bit too long. He should come out in third. But probably find himself second with Loft Finish with that 10-second penalty and the way he exited the pit lane, which could be, as we said, very vital in the end of the result of the race. Here they come. Loft Finish will be taking the lead of the race. And that's the live results at the moment. Night Pegasus is just coming out of the pits now as we speak. He just missed, as we said, if he pitted a bit earlier, about 3 or 4 laps earlier, he would have been in front of these two. And there's the battle for the lead. On track. Over the timing with the penalty that Loft Finish has, we've already got Blade Racer back in front. Loft Finishing having a 10-second penalty for exiting the pit lane, crossing the yellow line into turn 1. So all warned of before the start of the race, just to be wary of that pit exit. The heat of the battle, he's just held that together. Night Pegasus, that's what he wants to see. Pegasus will be aiming, well, as we said, as long as he stays within 10 seconds of loft, he'll be in second at the end of the race. 13 laps remaining, and that'll be 2 seconds for tonight, which will be very good for Pegasus. He'll be happy with that. Jump him up in the championship standings. It'll actually might even put him in front of, might put him second in the championship now, in front of Fish. Fish will probably drop from first to third this round after being disconnected in the first race as he was readying up, which is unfortunate. These things can happen. You look at real life, sometimes the car won't even start in real life, and they don't even get to move off the grid. And that's the end of that race for them. So treat it like that in sim racing. That's the way you go about things. Normally Fish has stable internet, doesn't usually have that sort of issue, so it is one of those things that can happen. But his metal drive, he's benefited from Emu having to pit 2 or 3 times and finds himself in 5th spot. He'll be very happy with that. He's got a minute up his sleeve, and Fish is only 20 seconds up the road, which never know what can happen. He's doing everything that Blade Racer would like to see him do. He's just keeping it straight, keep it on the track, keep it off the walls. Everybody's had a little bit of a side glance on the wall, which most of the cars had, especially that left side. We're trying to get the power down both from the this back straight and the main straight, the front straight. Very easy just to run up against the wall. He's doing a fantastic job. Still on the lead lap with his teammate just in the background there, coming back onto the straight with Blade Racer. The leader of the race. 11 laps remaining. Night Pegasus will be a little bit annoyed with himself. He had the chance to actually find himself, he pitted a little bit earlier to after Blade Racers had to pit twice. Ooh. You see, that's that unsettled Blade Racer. He's turned in early and just took the apex of that wall. And you always see the follow-on effect. The next few laps, well, the next few corners always seems to throw you out a little bit, trying to regather yourself. Oh, who's that? That's Emu. Emu's had a spin up the top end of this track here. It's probably a round that he, or not a round, but just a race that he'd rather forget. He still come home in 6th in the feature race, still gives you a good point haul. That's what it's all about in a championship, just getting those points. Just pushing that little bit hard, or something's gone on with the car after being 3rd in the race for a lot of the early part of the race. Here's Night Pegasus. What is he behind Loft Vanish? I'll wait for these times just to settle. They are 6, 7 seconds, so 10 seconds a penalty for Vanish. So currently Pegasus will be second based on that penalty. He doesn't seem to be catching Vanish. Benish is slowly pulling that gap. He probably knows that he's got to try and get more than 10-second lead over Pegasus to hold on to second. And doing a tremendous job out there in second, has to be said. 6.5 seconds away from Blade. He's had a few issues there in the pits. Had to pit twice, so still to be leading this motor race. Hats off to Blade. Hopefully he can keep it together and come home with a victory. Been an outstanding drive by Blade Racer. Finish has had a great race too, other than his exit out of the pit lane, copping that penalty. Whopper, his teammate, who's can't race in the pro lobby because due to moving house and not having a stable internet. He'll be happy to see his teammate there in second in the Super 2s. And you can find all the action from the actual V8 Supercar Pro Lobby over at Triple Crown Racing on YouTube. And he also has a little weekly or so podcast he does about the motorsport every week or something like that. Can be entertaining. Triple Crown Racing. A young fella that loves his motorsport. And assuming he'd probably like to have a career in motorsport journalism in the way that he presents himself. Nowadays, that's all these young people can do on YouTube these days. So he's extending this gap here on Light Pegasus, so he's doing everything he can to hold on to second. The rate he's going, he's going to be able to hold on to second. And Pegasus is just hasn't got an answer for him at the moment. His car seems alright. It's not that he hasn't hit the wall or anything, so he wants to keep it going though, because Fish Racing's slowly catching in. Fish Racing's running in roughly 2 seconds a lap faster than Pegasus. And that's might give Fish a chance to be able to just catch up to the back of Pegasus and steal third at the end of the race. Fish doing his best he can. If he can keep at this pace, I reckon by the end of he might have a chance with 2 laps or so to go to try and take third from Pegasus. Pegasus needs to be aware of all this, so he's had the chance to, with the penalty from the Loft Finish, to be able to take second without actually passing him, because he's got that 10-second penalty. But came out of the pits and he was 6 seconds behind. I think he was 5 or 6 seconds behind, probably something like that, and he's just totally dropped off the pace. Going 22s. 21s, he was regularly doing 18s before he pitted. It'll be interesting to see what happened during his pit stop. Sometimes tyre pressures weren't set properly, and maybe the tyres aren't, they've got the wrong tyre pressures in them or something. A number of things can happen. Just seems like he's struggling to get that power down. Like, he wasn't struggling so much before pitting. And what's going to make it harder for him, he'll be seeing that Fish is catching him roughly 2 seconds a lap, knowing that there's still 6 laps remaining. So the Silver Bullets, after running in the top 4 anyway, now suffering. You got Night Pegasus in 3rd, that could drop to 4th depending what happens here, and Emu in 6th, last at the moment. Here comes Fish onto the starting straight, so they're probably roughly at the straight apart from one another. Beaten up Sakim Racing automotive car. Seen better days. But Fish will be extremely ecstatic if he can get that final podium spot. It'll be a very satisfying drive. Going back, we didn't actually catch what happened to Fish. Made him pit that second time with his damage. He's followed pretty close in with Metal Drive 05, which had some damage as well. So don't know if Fish, either Metal Drive had an incident and Fish has collected him, or it was around the other way, or what. He's still constantly catching Pegasus. Won't be long and he'll be actually starting to see Pegasus in the distance. Here comes Blade Racer. Around for his 40-second visit around this Long Beach circuit. With another 3 to go. Blade Racer had to get through some of his own adversities as well, with having to pit twice. Maybe for incorrect tyres in the first pit stop. Not too sure. Had a steady head, held a steady head, and got on with the job and got back through the field. Take the lead. And the man here has done a tremendous job. Loft finish in second. He's got a 10-second penalty, but has been able to gap Pegasus enough to still hold on to second. A little less than probably 5 minutes remaining of this race. He's just got to keep that concentration going. But Night Pegasus is the man that's under fire with Fish Racing. Now only 3 seconds behind him. And there you can see Fish with the headlights. And Pegasus will really be getting that. It'll start getting him a little bit twitchy, a little bit nervous. Will he be able to hold off Fish? So I've got the final podium spot at the moment, Pegasus. You won't want to let that go. He really should be further up the road as well, because he's stayed out what I believe a little bit too long before he had to come in for the mandatory pit stop. But with his pace slowing so much, I believe that I really think that his pit stop just did not give him the right tyres. That quick 5-minute qualifying session, they haven't probably reviewed all their pit stop strategies, adjusted them, loaded them up properly, who knows. All these sort of things, the pressure is on. When you have league racing, sometimes these things happen. He's going to find it very hard to hold Fish at bay. He will try and make that silver car as wide as he can. Just see how Fish can just get the drive off the corner, whereas Pegasus can't. He's struggling. Here's the battle now with only 2 more laps to go for the final spot on the grid, on the podium. And Pegasus making him go the long way, which looks like he's gone in too deep. Pegasus has shown him, gave him the wide entry into the corner, kept him out there, and Speed Racer, Fish Racing, just couldn't pull the car up, and that's worked in the benefit of Pegasus. And you'd think that Pegasus should come home in third. That was great little bit of driving by Pegasus. Didn't want to give that position up. Gave Fish plenty of room on the outside, but said, if you want to overtake me, you're doing it the hard way, the long way. And Fish braked himself. He'd be kicking himself after catching in Pegasus. He'd been working hard behind the wheel, catching Pegasus. Pegasus is on the final lap, final tour. And here's Blade Racer onto the back straight. And he's got, looks like Emu Pegasus's teammate just in front. Oh, and he's found the wall as well, Emu. So here's Blade Racer coming on the straight for the final time. Congratulations. Beautiful victory by Blade Racer. He'll be happy. Extends his lead in the championship now. Will be quite a bit actually. Probably at least by nearly 100 points, I reckon. Might have a lead. Off finish. Maybe not that much. Maybe about maybe somewhere around 80 points or so. But we'll find that. That'll all be published at the next couple of days. And congratulations for his highest result there in Super 2, seconds position in the Satmel number 13 car. Oh, what's happened here? Fish has come back at night, Pegasus. Will he get the drive? Oh. Oh. Pegasus was trying to get that power on and he had the tank slappers going. He just couldn't get going. And Fish Racing has taken that third spot. Very unfortunate there by Night Pegasus that he just couldn't get that power down at the very end to take that third spot, take that run up. But he made that little bit of an error coming in that final corner, and Fish made the most of it. comes up as a DNF because the timer ran out, but he's definitely on the 45th lap, as we know, did 45 laps, and probably only a few seconds off from finish. So yeah, it's been good to be able to bring this Super 2 race to everyone. We don't have many times to be able to broadcast the second tier of our ANZ Combined Racing League series racing. So I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to get involved on Xbox and you've got Project Cars too, please don't hesitate. Come and find us on Facebook at ANZCRL, or over on the internet on the website. Just type in aus-nzcrl.weebly.com. So that's aus-nzcrl.weebly.com. And we've still got a series remaining for the end of the year, being the GT86 Toyota GT4 car in a one make series. So that should be a lot of fun to finish the year off. So that will be starting, I believe, at the end of October, early November. I think it might be actually start of November. But yeah, all that's going to be up on the website very shortly. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Until next time, I'm Woody Lizard, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now.